Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble.
This is a girl group right now.
About that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, bass. Yeah.
Now that we're done with our little girl group moment,
I'm bringing booty
we're back.
Yes.
You guys realize we all four of us have not been back in a while.
Since who knows how long.
Forever. So welcome for everyone back. Okay, so we are here for our Blackish Season 1, Episode 12. It's been so long.
Yeah.
This one is Martin Luther King Skiing Day. I'm your host, Courtney Tezeno, joined by my lovely co-hosts. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Megan Thomas. I'm bringing booty back, baby.
I can't. I'm Shaprintace Lynn.
I'm Stacy Ike. I don't think I can follow up with that.
Yeah, nobody can. So hard. Okay, so this was a hilarious episode. I feel like we were laughing the entire time.
Right.
Yes.
Because Dre is a hot mess.
He is.
And a half.
And a
Ooh.
half. So we see in the beginning that they're going on this annual ski trip for Martin Luther King Day, which I don't think any of us have ever experienced that. I haven't.
No, but you know, when I lived in Atlanta, there is a black ski weekend.
Ah.
But they go, I forgot where they go. I think they go to Colorado or they go somewhere. But I really was like, I'm trying to go every year because it looked like so much fun.
Right.
So
See,
much fun.
In Texas,
Without
we
the
don't have
trivia.
snow.
No.
So,
Yeah.
I've never been skiing.
But that's really sad, though.
That we don't have snow?
No. It's,
I was like, it's not. That's not sad. That is not
No,
sad.
I'm saying it's sad though that like Dre and them are going on the ski weekend, but then, Zach and his family, he's like, yeah, we always do literacy in the prison on MLK Day, and I'm like, how many black families don't do like community type of stuff on
Yeah.
MLK
I mean,
Day?
Interesting.
we do some community service.
What you
but
do?
maybe we do some community service. We do some community service
silence.
at the church.
Yeah.
At the church.
No,
Okay.
seriously,
You
church
do.
is definitely,
You do.
yes.
Right.
That's
But-
like every day.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
Agreed, yes.
But-
On MLK Day, though.
Okay, you
The
don't have to
parade,
get
I
so
do.
specific.
Well, MLK is normally on a Monday, and church is on Wednesday and Sunday. So
Yeah, I typically on most MLK days I go feed the homeless, but the parade, I'm not even gonna lie, Dre's right about the parade.
I
It's
can't
too
go
many
to the
people.
parade.
It's
yeah.
extremely.
It's too many people. It's
Like,
too much.
don't even think you're gonna get a plate of food. Forget the funnel cake; it's not happening. That's the only reason I go. I mean, of course, you want to have them. Yes, but there's funnel cake, so you know. Anyway, it's another. I just have a lot of really bad memories from
I
that.
feel bad because I don't do anything. We don't do anything
Isn't that
for
sad,
MLK
though?
Day. We're like, woo, praise the Lord. No
We
school.
off, exactly.
Oh my
We
gosh.
off. I stay up really late and watch Law and Order on Sunday night usually.
This is
Okay.
really bad, you
Okay.
guys.
But
But this is how everybody. Most people. This is what happens. MLK
is
is
it
like it's a day off.
Somebody-
Woo.
But
Is it
somebody
that
might have
bad?
traditions. They might have traditions. We may be a little different. But the Johnson family, they go skiing. Clearly.
Right. They
And-
always do the most.
And apparently, Dre's the only person that really likes this ski trip because everyone else is dreading it. I thought Diane's reaction was hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my
Right.
God. That girl's the best. But yeah, so we in the beginning scene we see that Junior's friend Zach, that was his
Yes.
name, right? That Zach basically, he has things going with the literacy. He knows more about Black history than Junior, and
Right.
Dre is upset to the point of another one of his crazy shenanigans. So, what did you guys think about this week's?
You know, can I speak to that? Don't you, haven't you guys experienced where you're in a classroom and they'll be teaching about something that has to do with Black history or Black people in general, and then they'll be like shoving it down everyone else's throat but expecting that you already know it, you know what I mean? And they'll be
Yeah.
like, so can you talk to that? And you'll be like, I'm learning with you guys. I don't
Right.
know. Like, that has happened to me
You're
so
always
many times.
like you're always the person that should know because you come out knowing your Black history.
And that's why, yeah, I feel like that's why Zach would know that kind of information. He's in class with everybody else. He's listening because he's he's taking it, and we might be. It's just like when someone who's Hispanic takes Spanish. They'd be like, And then they realize, like, oh, I don't actually know how to conjugate. Like,
But then
you know what I mean? Like,
look at them though. They'll be like, "What?
girl, you
You're
don't
Mexican and you don't
and
speak Spanish?
Thank you.
That's the
so
same
it's
thing.
very
How you be
interesting.
black and you don't know your history?"
But then, okay, with black,
I just feel like we're allowed to go to school too.
But wait, when we learned Black history, it was a very small section of the book.
Yeah.
We kind of had to learn a lot of things outside of school. So I feel like we learned American history. So why would we
Very
know
true.
all?
Well, here's what I
ours?
say to that, because Dre made a good point, which is when he was going off about Junior not knowing any of the Black history, he was like, "Oh, we're the bad Black people because we didn't teach him. We can't expect a society that has a majority of people that don't look like us to teach history about us.
Yep.
So we have to take that responsibility on ourselves, and especially like parents, like you have to teach your kids. You can't expect especially public school system to teach them.
Because they don't teach it at all now.
They
And
don't.
even outside of Black
At
history,
all?
they don't teach, Native Americans. They have to learn their things on their own. They're
they definitely
Hispanics.
do.
Like,
They definitely
we don't
do.
know everyone's history. So I think,
Right.
like we said, that's something you have to learn at home.
Right.
And depending on the family you're raised in, I mean, if you didn't have parents, I mean, my parents didn't necessarily raise me and say like, okay, this is what we do at 9 as Black people. This is what we do at 10 as Black people. It wasn't like that. So a lot of what I learned was kind of through friends, or you know what I mean. Like then you go back to the mom and dad, and you're like, okay, wait, can I double check this with you? And they're like, oh yeah, let me teach you.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like my parents were like, let me intentionally remind you you're Black every day.
Yeah.
I know. I wear cocoa butter anyway.
All right.
Sorry.
Don't listen to that. That was
Sorry.
unnecessary.
It's about keeping myself clean. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay.
No, I feel you on that, but I think like I do think it comes to our parents, because how else will we know about stuff? And I even like I'm half Black. My mom is Korean, so it's not like she knew any of this stuff. But she made sure to give me that calendar every year in January that had all the Black history on it that she got from the funeral home.
Okay.
I'm waiting for her to send me mine right now for
how
2015. Mama, where is my Black history calendar from the funeral home?
To stay
we all
updated.
get one?
In the South, you know, in the funeral homes, we having the fans, and then like.
Can she send 4?
Girl,
That's what I'm saying.
gonna
Can she
ask.
send me
Please,
one?
I wouldn't mind
Yes,
one.
let
I'm
me
not gonna
ask
lie.
my Korean mom to
I
send
would
us
not.
Black
Meanwhile,
history.
my mom's back home like, I taught you. I hold Black History Summers in the house. Hello. Tell them all to come home. And they'll
my
learn about their
gosh.
Black history, because she
See?
does hold Black History Summers. And she sits all the kids down that are willing to sit down at their age, the siblings that are at the age to sit down.
Wow.
And she teaches Black history. She did it in church too for a little bit.
That's good.
okay.
She needs to teach Junior.
Okay, so
She does.
from this episode, do you think that he even got a refresher for Black history? I feel like Dre's efforts were kind of just silly.
Completely
Pointless.
ridiculous.
Yeah, going into the store. Yeah.
I mean, they're comedic, obviously, but yeah, the way he was looking at it wasn't the way I was hoping Junior would be taught. You know what I mean? Like, yes, we know he needs to learn stuff, but the way he was doing it was, like she said, like he was intentionally looking for it and assuming that the world is this terrible place, which I refuse to live like this world is that bad. I'm not, and that's too much work. I'm not doing it.
That's too stressful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why would I walk around and feel like, oh my God, I'm a victim all the time? I mean, what?
Yeah,
so I feel
you'd
like
be
that's how he was-
frustrated all
yeah,
the time,
right.
and I think that's Dre always takes it over the top with
Well,
everything that
yeah,
he does.
right.
But this refresher, I mean, I could kind of understand the 14-hour documentary, maybe a couple of hours of that. It's educational, so I see his efforts with that. But the way he was talking to the police officer, come on, y'all.
He's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Doing
good
the
learning moment.
most.
Driving while Black.
Exactly.
Even though-
Meanwhile, Charlie got something in the trunk that's gonna put him
Actually,
away
yeah.
for 20
Right.
more.
I could have sworn that the car was stolen the way he was acting.
That's what I was thinking.
So
Like,
But you know,
Like
but I'm not even gonna front. A lot of Black men, especially, feel the same way Charlie feels,
Yeah.
even if they haven't done anything, because driving while Black is real.
It is
It's
a
a
thing.
thing.
It is a
It's
That
thing.
was,
real.
that was a relevant thing
It
in the
is a thing.
episode,
Right.
obviously. But I think the way Dre was reacting
Handled
to
it,
that,
yeah.
That was too much.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
what you don't do.
Exactly.
no one, regardless
No
of
one
if
should
you're
do
black,
that.
white,
Exactly.
green,
Exactly.
orange,
Exactly.
you don't do it.
And you have expired tags.
Yeah. And
Come
he's
on
about
now.
to let you go and you still talking?
Right.
All right.
For your holiday.
Yes, the air quotes this episode were a killer.
But okay,
Like,
so I do have a
couldn't-
question about, because when I was in corporate America, MLK Day wasn't a mandatory holiday. But even though it is a federal
Really?
holiday, only like governmental agencies are the only ones required to take that day off. So it was considered like, okay, MLK Day is a federal holiday. However, you can choose to take this as your holiday, or you can choose to take it like we could take it
Use it like
Either-
a sick day or an,
yeah, like, and
paid
so I
off.
was just kind of like, I don't know how I felt about that, because I remember when I was at work, I'd be like, how is it that some of you guys are still going to be here. The
That's
black
so
people, obviously, we're going to be
weird.
gone. So I was laughing because when Dre says to his coworkers they're having like a white party, like the white party at work, I used to think like, what do y'all do when we're gone on MLK Day?
Like, what?
I think the scenario was hilarious. Like the oh my gosh.
And
yeah, the whole feel free to take the day off. I was trying to think, okay, this probably doesn't happen, but now you're telling me that story. I'm like, but what do you mean?
It's not
But
it's not a mandatory holiday like President's
not
Day.
a
I was gonna say,
It's like
I was just
President's
about to
Day,
compare it to
Columbus
President's
Day, MLK Day. Those are not mandatory. Like if you work at a federal agency, like a bank or like a government entity, then yeah, you have to take that day off, or that day is off for the whole office. But anywhere else, corporate America, private owned companies.
It's not mandatory.
So why do we think it's like that? I mean, are there any other holidays that are like that?
Yeah, like
I'm not.
Columbus
Yeah,
Day,
I'm not as
President's
mad
Day.
now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
as
we know
mad
that
now that
there's
there's a
some-
couple, but
Yeah.
it's
still
still
mad.
weird. Okay,
No.
I should be more mad. But
I think it was historical enough to be everyone take off.
everyone
That
should
was
be-
like that changed history.
everyone's a part of it though, so I don't understand why you wouldn't want to leave. Like, what are you going to be doing at the office? I just want to know, what are you doing? I don't
know.
understand.
I'm not
Overachiever.
gonna lie. The whole week going up to this point, I was calling everybody. I was like, "Do you think we're gonna get MLK Day off? Do you think we're gonna get MLK Day off?" And then they finally sent a memo like yesterday and was like, "MLK Day, you get off." But I don't think we had it off last year. Or I've been with some companies who did not have it off at all. But for our office, everybody, no one comes in on MLK Day.
Are you upset if you don't have it off?
Yes.
Oh, I was ready to
Okay.
do a sit-in.
Oh my god!
Get on the
She was
luggage
ready
cart.
to pull a Dre.
You are lying. You are lying.
I was like, no, we shall overcome.
Stop.
I am not.
Steven is having a
Ours,
ball.
yes. Oh my gosh! Wow, that's hilarious.
Okay, so clearly we're all on the same page with that. So the second time that we see that Dre is acting a fool is at this convenience store. How did
Oh
he
my
find a
God.
store called Whitey?
That was
Whitey?
hilarious.
No
That was
7-Eleven.
hilarious.
Like, you just found the most like country
Hold
place
on.
in
And
town.
Poe Down No Town.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
was ridiculous.
So I thought the craziest phrases were the Alabama Slam, and he said the Solange Knowles and the Sweet
Oh
Tea.
yeah,
What
sweet
does
tea.
that
That's what I wrote
mean?
down.
Please,
we
do you
call
guys,
it the sweet tea. I'm like, who calls it
What
that?
does that mean?
Yeah.
What
The
type
Alabama
of profiling is
man
that?
Slap? Yeah, I don't know what any of this
Girl,
stuff is.
I wrote when people, are like accused for stealing, even if they're not. That's what I assumed he was talking about. 'Cause he was
Okay,
like,
now
that's
now
what's-
explain Solange Knowles. Was that
No,
the
I
elevator?
I was thinking he was
No
saying
idea.
like the
No
way
idea.
that he wanted the white convenience store owner to react, which is like he gonna beat us, he gonna try to hit us, or like back in the 60s.
Why would he? Okay.
Like we're going back to those pictures, the black and white pictures that you see from like the 50s and 60s, where white people would beat black people up.
Yeah.
And so he's over here calling it the Alabama man slap and the Solange Knowles. Like really?
What is that?
Yeah.
I really think that's an elevator reference. I think it is. The Solange Knowles.
No, it has to be. It has to be.
He's talking about beating.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying, like
Yeah.
hitting.
Got it.
Well, if you know what any of these terms mean, the Alabama man slap or the Solange Knowles, be sure to post your comments, follow, and subscribe to our podcast. It's on iTunes. It's really easy. Just click subscribe. It's free. Tell your friends, and give us 5 stars.
5 stars. Alrighty. So we also see that he starts stealing candy.
That's
which,
free.
Come on now, that's not a way to teach
I
any
love
lesson.
that it was free. I love that it was free. I was like slapping the face to you, Drake, because you were
Exactly.
tripping. Yeah.
He was taking it too
Yeah.
far. I feel like in this day and age, racism is kind of it's underlying. Like it's not overt anymore. So
Right,
for you to start stealing candy, anyone's about to go to jail.
But see, that's the scariest part, that there are definitely times that you realize it is very underlying. And so I think he was trying to bring it out because he was like, it is underlying and it's probably under his mind right now. So let's bring it out like this
Right.
by stealing. And it's like, okay, obviously the way he was doing it was completely for comedy. But I did understand his intentions. But I just, like I said, I don't want to like take them in. I'm like kind of over it. Like I know what's going on, but I don't feel like we need to dwell there when it happens. I guess you deal with it then. But sometimes I'm like, I don't really feel like walking around like the black woe is me girl. I don't
I don't think anyone.
I look
I don't
lot
think
of
anyone
people
should be
without
like,
it.
woe is me, but I do
Yeah.
think it's a...
People
it's
do
a-
it though.
Right.
People do
I
it.
mean, obviously, he's just trying to bring juniors awareness. That's
Yeah.
it. And if you weren't born or around like racial profiling, you probably don't have that little twinge when things are going
Right,
on that
right.
are underlying. So I think him being so out with it was his way of showing him, you know, you need to get what how I feel. Like, why don't you see racism the same way I see it?
Because he's a high school boy that goes to private school.
Exactly.
He's probably, you know, I mean, his friends are like Jewish. Like, he doesn't really know what it means to be a little black boy in America, because he is sheltered from all of that stuff. And I feel like a lot of kids this day and age, especially because we've come to a very integrated world, and, you know, especially America being a melting pot, sometimes we forget that prejudice still exists until there's a black boy that gets shot for doing nothing. Then you remember, oh, well, guess we haven't moved as far as we thought we did. You know what I mean? And so I mean, I get why he feels like that. I used to feel like that. Like, growing up, I lived in military areas, so it was always very, very mixed, even though I grew up mostly in Kentucky. And I remember my dad, he grew up in the deep woods of Kentucky, real country farmlands, and he would always tell me and my brother about prejudice and racism, and I'd just be like, you just don't like white people, Dad. And he'd be like, no, that's not what it is. He's like, but when you face some of the things that I faced from white people only because I'm black, then you start to pick up patterns. And so he would try to teach us, and I just would be like, oh, you just don't understand, Dad. We've come so far. It's not like that.
I do the same thing
and
now.
Then I went to college and found out really quickly. I was like, oh, so you don't even know that I'm half.
Yes. College is when I learned it too. I think it was the weirdest thing, because I thought Houston was a very huge melting pot. I grew up in a suburb, or I was raised in the city, but then I went to high school in the suburbs. So you're chilling, you're having a good life, you're running track with everybody, whatever. You're not the fastest just because you're black, which was great. So anyway, it was great.
We were the fastest.
Yeah,
on my side of Houston.
Look, listen, I do not want to get back to anyway, so I lost. Point is, you get to college, which I went to college in Missouri, and if you take the underlying of Missouri, which I didn't really know, like I laughed when there was, you know, 7% black. I was like, aha, this is gonna be funny. But then you get there and it's like, oh, this isn't that funny. It was very interesting. So and then to your comment where you said that he's sheltered. The recurring thing in every episode is that Dre's always yelling about how sheltered they are. So is that bad? I mean, you're giving them a good life. What's the problem?
It is bad, because then when they do finally get out there and they do finally see it, then it's going to hit them way harder than if they were prepared for it beforehand. They get out there and they think, oh, you know, no one sees color and everyone kumbaya, blah 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 blah. And then they get out there and then someone says this N-word or something, and then they're like, whoa, what?
But that's also an extreme thing. I think that even if they were to get out in the world, they still wouldn't realize that the racism is happening. I know you said he's preparing them, but no one can be prepared for something that extreme as the N-word. Like, everyone knows that's out of line.
I feel like, where are you gonna? What part of the world, or not necessarily the world? What part of America would you not go and people don't know? They're gonna do it, but they know the implications.
Exactly.
It's not a good word.
I mean, I just don't know how Dre could have gone about teaching him about racism. I think it's something that you have to experience. Each of us have to experience it on our own, whether it be racism, whether it be prejudice, whether it's even somebody just treating you wrong, not because of the color of your skin, just like treating you wrong because they don't like you, like bullies.
I mean, I think he's on the right path as far as because they've obviously taught their kids enough about racism and about Black history, because you see that all of the other children in the Johnson family know their Black history, so it's not like they didn't teach the children this. It's just Junior wasn't interested in it. He had no use for it. And so, you know what? That's fine. He's going to learn one day that, yes, even though as light and bright as he is, somebody is going to say something to him, and it's only going to be because he's not white. And he's going to be like, wait, what? Like, what do you mean?
What if it doesn't happen to him at all, ever?
That would be amazing.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. I just feel like it's possible.
That is very possible. Anything is possible.
I don't feel like it's possible.
It's not probable.
Anything is possible.
But it's not probable, boo, in America. We know that. I'm saying, I would love it if Junior could go through life and never have to deal with anybody having any institutionalized racism against him. That would be amazing. Oh, yeah. That is the goal for us.
Exactly. So what do you think?
But the problem is, it's not like that. We know that.
I know it's not. Like I said, I really...
Especially being a Black man. He got it worse.
I know. So how do you think other races watch today's episode? Like, we have our ha and like we relate and all this stuff, but how do you think a 50-year-old couple maybe white, maybe Asian, maybe whatever, not black, watch this episode? Like, what do you think they got out of it? Did they think it was all fun and games? Because it was a lot of fun and games.
They would think it was a comedy. It's a satire. I don't think they would think as deeply into it as we do.
Right.
Because we're connecting with this person is like me.
Right.
But they're looking at it as a TV show, as it should be looked at. But the point is exposing the everyday things that we deal with. And for us, we consider it a struggle. But for them, they're saying like, oh, that's funny that they deal with it. I think that's how they see it.
And they'll probably say exactly what you said, which is, what if he never goes through life and has to deal with that? They probably would think that that's
over.
There's a high probability that will happen.
Yeah.
The sad part is it's not. You know what I mean? And so hopefully,
I agree. I just hate it. I definitely get it. I just, like I said, I'm always trying to figure out the silver, like not necessarily just silver lining, but the devil advocate part of it. Like, what else? What if it didn't happen? And I would love to know how someone else saw today's episode. Like,
I was thinking about that. Yeah, let us know. I was like, I wonder if there are some Caucasian, viewers that are out there watching and saying, "See, they always think that somebody is trying to be racist towards them. They always, and ain't nobody being racist."
Right.
That was in my head.
That could be it too,
one thing.
though. That could
Okay,
be
do you
it
guys
too.
remember a couple episodes ago when they were saying that black people can't be racist?
Right.
That's been a huge thing where people are saying reverse racism.
Terrible.
I feel like with shows like this, they may think that, or not they. I hate to say that. Other races may think like, oh, they think that we're being racist, but there's some reverse racism going on that they don't see.
Yeah.
So
There's always
anybody can be racist if you're treating someone differently because of the color of their skin.
Being prejudiced.
It doesn't matter what country you're in. If you treat someone differently solely based on their race, then yes, you're racist.
Exactly.
It's so interesting because I remember in college there was a study that was done. There was this guy, I don't remember what college he was from, but he built a fundraiser for only white students, and he was like, we don't have any scholarships, and you're not giving us any, so this is a fundraiser just for those people.
Right.
And it was this huge thing. Like my class, it wasn't Texas.
It wasn't Texas.
Oh my gosh, it was.
Okay, stop.
I don't hate it. I'd take that back. It was in Texas, but go ahead. No, I was just gonna say it was just such a huge. I was in a social justice class at the time, so it was a huge argument, and everyone was like, "What do you think? What do you think?" And I didn't really. It's like I don't know if I was expected to be mad, but people were like, "What do you think?" And I'm like, I just think this is really idiotic. I think it's idiotic the way he's coming across. Like, I'm standing up for white. It's like, you're doing the most, though. This is very irrelevant. If you want to have a fundraiser for you and your frat friends, have a fundraiser for you and your frat friends. But the title and the entitlement that you're going about it is just not the same thing as
like
my scholarship.
The white-only scholarship.
That's not what I do for my scholarship.
It's like it's pinning each other. It seems like everyone wants to pin each other against one another by separating yourself into your race. And the reason that African Americans were put in this situation is because of the history behind it. Right. I think a lot of people forget that that's the reason why a lot of there are, NABJs and black societies that are exclusively for black people because of the history behind it. It's not just we want to be separated from everyone.
No, we want to be included.
We want to be included. Exactly.
So we have to band together.
We would actually like to be nominated for our movies at NAACP. Thank you so much.
Okay, stop.
I'm just saying, I love the Image Awards. That's all I'm going to say.
Let's move on. So let's move peacefully on to the peaceful stand-in that Dre has in this hotel.
I can't.
Dre has an issue with so they're getting a hotel for their ski resort day weekend, and a white couple happens to get the last adjoining hotel room. Dre has a fit and decides to put on a peaceful stand-in because he can't get an adjoining room that's not available, and he is a complete embarrassment. Please tell me what Junior said at that moment.
Oh my gosh,
that is our father.
Our father.
Have you thought about that?
Have you thought about that?
He's not going anywhere, and he's one of the good ones.
He's not going anywhere.
What does that mean? What does
You
one
know
of the
what that
good
means.
I knew what it means.
You
Girl,
know what that
don't
means.
even
Explain to the viewers what that means.
No, y'all know what it means.
That means he's one of the good ones. In black society, our fathers tend not to stay around.
Tend. Yep.
That's that's the trend in the black society, that the fathers leave and they're not there to support their kids. So they were saying that he is one of the good ones, as by he's going to continue to be in their lives.
Right.
And that is what.
And he embarrassed us, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
So
ridiculous.
Anybody that did not see the episode yet, he had a fit. his peaceful stand-in was on a what else?
luggage cart.
Luggage cart. He had a peaceful stand-in on a luggage cart.
And he laid all the way
like
back.
how-
He did a toddler.
Like just
Child, the limp body.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
I would say
gosh.
that this is a little bit off topic, but I remember maybe 3 episodes in, I said that I didn't really see them as a couple. I just want to recant that statement.
Can we get a hand clap?
Because they
Thank
are
you.
the cutest couple. Like everything about them, everything about their relationship, every episode since then, I'm like, oh really? Somebody slapped me in the face. But it's the way she handled her husband this episode. I'm like, Rainbow, you're the best. Like
Right,
that's how
right.
you handle your big child man.
Yeah.
Yes.
take him. Just
Yeah,
take
just
him.
take 'em.
And don't bring him
I
back.
love that. That was awesome.
No, I was cracking up at that makeshift jail, which
Oh,
was
that's what I was
a desk.
Oh my!
It's 12 minutes.
It was really, and then he like comes
Letters
around,
from
I'm like,
Birmingham.
oh my goodness, he just.
I don't know
really-
why he wants to relive the struggle.
Exactly,
Why? He does.
exactly.
To prove a point. I don't think
He was
anyone
barely
should want
there.
that.
Like, what is he talking about?
Right.
Yeah.
So
He,
they
he
should've
needs
put
to go
him in
see
Selma.
Selma. That's as real as it gets. Recreate that. Watch
Ooh.
that movie.
Watch Selma if you
Beautiful,
haven't.
beautiful,
Please watch
beautiful.
Selma. It's a
Oh
good
my
movie.
gosh.
Take tissues because it was
my
embarrassing.
goodness,
And
yeah.
don't wear makeup. That's all I'm gonna say. Goodness gracious, girl, I was picking up my lashes on the way. I was like, it was just.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
I just told y'all. I just told y'all the real.
No.
Okay, all right. But it was wonderful.
I just want to have a moment of silence. For that
You
last
really need
laugh.
to.
But
Oh my
I
gosh,
think
you
Dre
really
is
need
an
to.
embarrassment in this episode, and Charlie is always an embarrassment
Always.
every episode with
But
his
he
dress
owns
flat.
his embarrassment. He
Yeah.
knows he's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Oh
Which
my
is
God.
what's great
Eating
about
that
him.
cheese, that damn cheese.
Oh my
It's-
gosh,
I
it's so
wanted to snatch that ladle out of his hand.
But that's what makes his character so like perfect,
But
so
wait,
so
who-
perfect in contradiction.
Why
to
is
Dre.
Charlie eating the cheese off the ladle?
I love it. I
But
think it's
wait,
hilarious.
But wait, is he supposed to be the ultimate stereotype? Because a lot
Yes.
him not knowing anything about snow, like, I mean,
I think
Oh, I didn't
I
even
think
catch
he is
on that.
like
Yeah,
the
I
most
didn't even catch up on
extreme form of it, like the
Yeah.
worst of the worst of the worst of the stereotypes.
But the thing is, that's definitely somebody's character.
Oh, yeah.
So
Right.
it's just interesting because we play the stereotype and then we meet the stereotype and it's like, oh.
But,
like
but I feel like he's not just like he's beyond the worst
Yeah.
stereotype
Yeah.
you've ever seen.
he
And
might
that's
be,
the-
but I don't think he is. There's got to be worse, or the exact girl. Come on,
There
there's
is
got to
worse. I've
there's
seen
got to be
worse.
yes.
as far, there's worse as far as the
Okay.
stereotype. But I
Like
think
holding it down, it's a little bit worse. Just that's all I'm gonna say on that.
She actually went there.
That's all I'm gonna say. I support her. I hope she's great. Go ahead.
Oh my god.
Anyways, so these air quotes, we talked about it earlier, Stacey, these air quotes in this episode. Why was Bo so offended by Dr. King's title?
Oh, that was funny. Yeah.
yeah.
Because he wasn't. I think when you worked hard for something, as far as like having to go to school for
Right,
7
right.
years and to get a certain title, but then there's a lot of other people who have that title, then you do feel some kind of way. Because think about it, as host, don't we feel some kind of way when somebody just walks off the street and hasn't done anything and is like, and then we see them hosting like the People's Choice Award,
Yes.
and you be like, okay,
we do get a little upset.
get a little offended because it's your
There-
craft. So
Yeah,
yeah.
the celebrities that just
So I don't know if
I
she
think we
felt
should,
like
yeah.
just about MLK. I think Bo feels that way about anybody who has a
Doctor's
doctorate, like an
stuff.
honorary doctor
Yeah.
in front of their
Right,
name.
right.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
It is
not a
true
real
because
doctor.
there's a lot of.
medical
I
doctor.
mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Does Michelle Obama have like an honorary title?
Not
Not,
a
doctor,
doctor,
but she has
oh.
some kind of honorary title, doesn't she?
I think AKA.
Yeah, I was gonna say honorary member.
Oh,
Not Delta Sigma
She's a
Theta,
Delta.
Yeah.
but it's cool. That's all right. It's not
See,
Delta.
I didn't just. I'm not
Alright.
the only one who went there. She went there. Okay, she went somewhere. Okay, so yeah, it is very interesting. I mean, if we can accidentally bring up Bill Cosby, doesn't he have an honorary doctor title?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe so.
I know quite a few
Point.
pastors who has honorary doctorates.
What?
Yes, girl. A lot of them.
But
Girl,
see,
yes,
it's-
Reverend
it's
Doctor, everybody.
But see,
That's
it's the
interesting.
honorary part. They have worked in other areas of their life to get that.
But they
So-
put in the
right.
work to get that.
Exactly.
And I feel like
Dr.
Dr.
There's still
King
some kind of work.
definitely put in his
put in the
work.
to
Right.
get
I
that.
think
He
she's
did.
just saying medical doctor.
Okay.
So I
Yeah.
think she wants the distinction, like, I can save a life if you're dying in front of me.
So do
Yeah,
we
but
want to call
there's
him?
no time for that, girl.
But we don't want to call him the honorary Dr. Martin Luther
Yes.
King Jr. That's too long.
You
We
don't-
should have a different name. I'm not even gonna lie though. We should have a different title because I feel like if there's an emergency and people are like, "Is there a doctor around?" and somebody has
like,
like a
"Dr.
doctorate in like psychology, they can be like, "Yes, I am a doctor." Then they'll be like, "Help this person who's having a heart attack." Then they're gonna be like, "No,
Wow,
I
I don't know what
can't."
chapter
Well,
that
how
was.
do you feel? How do you feel?
Oh
So
my
I do
gosh.
think medical
That
doctors
is
should
so
have like a
funny.
special term. Like, we shouldn't call every doctor
Doctor. Yeah.
unless they have a medical degree. Then we should call all the honorary doctorates something else.
What would it be?
I don't know, girl.
I
Ain't thought
agree.
that hard.
I agree with it being doctor.
That's another thing y'all need to tweet
Yeah.
us. Because I need to know. I really need to know what the alternative would be for that. But
Okay, so this episode, we've come so far. The whole moral of the story is we've come far. Now, I think Junior took it a little far when he decided that he wanted to make this speech about boarders versus skiers.
yes.
That was comedy.
You took it too far?
I think it wasn't necessary.
Aw, I think he did. He felt prejudiced in that moment. I was proud of him because I was like, he gets it. Now, it might just be about skiing and snowboarding, but he gets it.
Right.
But the whole Dr. Martin Luther King speech for boarders
Integrating
and
words,
skiers,
yeah.
I thought that was extreme.
It was definitely doing
hilarious.
those, yeah.
It was definitely hilarious, and it was appropriate for the episode.
Right.
But come on, y'all.
But if anybody actually did that, I'd be like, I mean, the eyes
I'd
would
be like,
roll
yes,
so-
that was
No, you
serious to
wouldn't.
him. It was. He hasn't experienced prejudice yet.
No, Megan.
He has not experienced Dr. Martin Luther King type of prejudice.
And he-
so this
And
is
he
the
still
closest.
didn't
I was like,
experience
and that wasn't
Dr.
it.
Martin
No,
Luther
that's what I'm
King
saying.
prejudice.
He still hasn't experienced. So this is the closest thing that he can even relate to at this point in his life. So let the boy have that, y'all, please.
Okay, all right.
No, I'm letting him have it.
Have your
but
piece. Have your
not
moment.
with the Dr. Martin Luther
He
King
took what Dr.
speech. I have a
King
dream.
did with racist and then applied it to how
It was
he felt
a
about
it was a
board
beautiful
skis.
moment. I just thought it was a little extra.
A little mo. Right.
I mean, but he's right. He tells his dad that he gets like, yeah, you're a little crazy, but I've heard what you said.
Yeah, and
He
I
is his father's son.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. I understand that part for sure. I'm still, I'm making fun of it inside, but that's fine.
We didn't even touch on the fact that this whole episode, the women, including the little boy who his mom won't let go, they're having a relaxing weekend for Martin Luther King's day.
Yes.
I thought that was adorable.
I think that's
That
what it
was
should be.
It's cute, but I have a problem with them taking Jack. Let Jack go with the boys, Bo.
He's a kid.
I know, but
though.
I think
he's at that age.
This is a
year.
problem. Let me tell you why this is a problem. Because I see that this happens a lot, especially with boys who don't have a father.
I was gonna say
they're
single,
always
yeah.
doing stuff with their mom.
Yeah.
He's talking about I'm bringing a booty back.
That.
And he's over here getting spa treatments, and like he needs to go be a boy and go have fun doing boy stuff.
Right.
It's not anything. It's not knocking anybody, but I think in the black community, far too many times I've seen tons of times little boys in the hair salon, little boys going shopping. Like me and my homegirls that have a little, I was like, girl, you better leave him with your brother today. We're gonna go do girl stuff, and he's over here picking out clothes for me. I don't like that because he needs to be playing back. He likes sports, you know what I'm saying? So I think that happens just too much in our community.
I don't think it's just our community.
It's
I think
all
I've, yeah,
races.
I think if you're just like you said, it's definitely a bigger thing when it's a single mom. So, and there's single moms in every community.
Right, but we also know that there's a higher ratio of single moms in the black community.
That's true.
But,
You know what I mean?
I'm going to be devil's advocate. I don't think that affects all little boys.
No.
I've seen so many people raised by not just their moms. They have their father in their life, but they're primarily around sisters and moms, and they just turn out to be gentlemen. What is wrong with being a
No,
gentleman?
I don't think anything's wrong with being a gentleman at all.
Yeah.
But then there's a problem when there's a lot of guys who are too oh my God.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
a
Why
lot.
are you a little too sensitive?
And I
It
don't
is.
like overly emotional. I just want to be devil's advocate on that one because when you're at a certain age, there are little boys that they can't recall, but their sisters can recall them playing with dolls.
Yeah, younger
and
than
doing
them. Yeah.
what will be considered girl things, and that hasn't affected their sexuality. They're just innocent kids.
No, that's not what I'm not talking about that at all. I'm not talking about affecting their sexual. What I'm saying is, in the black community, far too often we do things as women, especially that we just being women, but we don't realize that at the same age that Diane is learning how to do girl stuff because she's with her mom.
Exactly.
Jack is
Learn
learning
boy
girl
stuff.
stuff
Yeah.
instead of like learning snowboarding and just being a guy, because there's certain things about guys, how they move, how they act, that we just don't
that he needs to
teach.
pick up.
Right, and you just naturally
so
pick that
basically,
up.
he's not picking up with singing. We're bringing booty back. He's not
really
picking up
not.
on it yet.
12 episodes in, Jack is the cutest kid. He's not not the
He's
fun,
not rough
but
and tough. And Junior isn't.
He's not either. I mean, it's fine in terms of just that being their personality, but I definitely get what she means because my brother's 8, and like he will literally. We all went shopping, and he's like, "I'll stay home." He's 8, and I was like, "Wow, you don't want to I'll buy McDonald's?" But he's like, "I'm good. I'm gonna stay with Dad." I was like, cool, see you later. Like it was interesting.
Right.
He's
Having
very
that
rough.
distinction.
Yeah, like he definitely knows the difference. And he'll be making fun of my.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting because he's only 8. So sometimes when you hear them say stuff, you're like, I don't. What?
Yeah.
But that's Bo's baby. She
Yeah.
she says
he's a
it.
mama's.
She's too
He's kind of
precious.
a
And
mama's
that
boy.
happens with the baby.
She said, "You're so
Yeah.
precious." That
He's
was
a
really
mama's
precious
boy, but
to
I
me.
think
Yeah.
he knows that he's a boy and he can do boy stuff because he was trying to run off with them, but
Yeah.
mom wouldn't let go. So that's
Right.
Bo. That's Bo.
So it's mom
Right.
thing.
But
That's true,
anyways.
too. That's true. Too.
Let's jump into predictions because we're already a little late.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right. Anyone have any off the top of their head that we want to talk about first?
I want to see Bo's parents.
I do too.
And I'm gonna say that
the
every
hippie
week.
lifestyle.
I want to say that every week
Yeah.
until the writers, hello Kenya Bears, creator of the show,
Right.
we want to see Bo's parents.
Yes.
I'm
The
gonna
nudist.
Yes.
In all their glory.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to see how the kids react with Bo's parents
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
know that they love Dre's mom. Like she
Grandma
cooks what,
Ruby.
Make some green.
she
does the most.
and we found out she
She
don't
don't
even
make
make it
Right.
right.
You don't really make them.
But the point is, yeah, it would be nice to see how they interact with them because Bo is very different. I feel like the kids kind of take more of Dre's side. Like they agree with him more, they favor him a little bit more, and Bo, she's kind of always left out. So I wonder how they treat the grandparents.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I need to see Zoe in a relationship. I just want to know what the, like I want to see a date. I want to see Dre react to his daughter going on a date or his son going on a date. One or the other. I want to see that.
We already seen Junior go on a date.
We just didn't
with a
see Dad's
girl.
reaction.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well, then maybe I must
Yes.
have missed that one. But I just really want to see the dad and the, the daughter
Dad,
relationship.
daughter.
Shaprintace?
I just wanted to see Grandma Ruby and Pops, and I got it. I'm good.
No more predictions for
I
the
don't
rest
have any more
of the
pictures
season.
of the rest of the season.
Oh my god.
That's hilarious. We were really excited when they were
I was really
She was
excited.
really, I remember that. You were like, they're here. I'm like, who? Yeah, no, that's
Grandma
awesome.
Ruby.
That's awesome.
So I don't have any predictions either. I kind of piggybacked off of you guys this week, but I would love for you guys to tweet us.
Yeah, keep in
Tweet us
touch.
on the hashtag BlackishABC. And where can everybody find you, ladies?
You can always find me, Megan Thomas, at Meg Scoop, like Scoop of Ice Cream on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Shaprintace Lynn, 2 N's.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at OneTakeStace. And you can check me out on NaomiLiving.com.
They're
Was
the
that
most.
shade?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram
Shade, what are you
at
talking? Don't you see all this light? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
my co-hosts are a mess
I'm having
and a
too much
half.
fun today.
So you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Teznos. As always, tweet us your predictions, what you thought of this episode, and please watch next week because it's getting so much better. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.